And we are back. Welcome back to Esso versus Erik. It's time for the second leg of the Champions League semi-final at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United up against Inter Milan. We take a 2-1 lead from San Siro into this second leg, but we do have injuries to talk about. Firstly, Rasmus Højlund is absolutely donezo. He will miss 3 to 4 weeks. And if you look at the actual schedule, if we go to the calendar, we are here on Tuesday, the 7th of May. The Champions League final is in 3.5 weeks' time. So he could be a sub, maybe, but he's not going to have any match sharpness going into that Champions League final. He's definitely going to miss this game. He'll definitely miss the Arsenal game. He'll definitely miss the final game of the season against Brighton. But maybe if we make it through this game, he could feature in the Champions League final. As for everyone else, you can see on the fitness tests that Casemiro is absolutely fine. He is able to play the full 90, as is Diogo Dalot, which is fantastic because obviously he went off in last episode as well. However, Bruno Fernandes is still lacking match fitness. He is going to be available from the bench, but hopefully we're not going to need him. He's basically going to be fit in 2 days' time, so he'll be good enough for the game against Arsenal, the game against Brighton, to build up full match fitness ahead of what hopefully will be a Champions League final. But no place for him in the starting lineup today. Casemiro's available, Dalot's available, and Højlund is absolutely out. And so with all of that said, this is the lineup that we are going for. We are once again going to go for the 5-back because that works so well in that second half against Inter Milan in the first leg. It's going to be Onana in goal, the same back three of Upamecano, Martinez and Beraldo. I'm going to continue with Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw as the wing-backs. Casemiro is going to come in alongside Amrabat as a midfield two. Ultimately, we've got a lead going into this game. Yes, we are the home team. The expectation will be to get more goals, but my top priority in this match is to secure our spot in the final. So we're going for 2 defensive-minded players. And then obviously we've got the likes of Eriksen and Mount and, of course, Mainu and Bruno Fernandes available for different situations. If we need to go to the 4 at the back, if we just want to put more attacking substitutes on in midfield, they're all available on the bench. Ahmad is being rewarded for his good performances in the last 2 Premier League games. He is back in over Anthony. Rashford is on the left. And, of course, Mehdi Taremi back in for Rasmus Højlund. I was going to play Taremi anyway because of how influential he was in that first leg. Let's see what Inter are going to have now that they've got their suspended players back and available. So, as expected, Inter Milan are sticking with the same formation that they used in the first leg, but those 3 suspended players are back in the side. So it is still Sommer in goal. It's still a back three of Pavard, Acerbi and Bastoni. Dumfries is back at right wing back to now partner DeMarco at left wing back. Calhanoglu continues in holding midfield. Barella returns alongside Mkhitaryan for Fratesi. And then Lautaro Martinez comes in for Arnautovic to partner Marcus Thuram up front. Arguably, this is Inter Milan's best available side. Obviously, we are still lacking a few of our key players. But with the lead, with the setup we've got, I'm confident we're going to be making our way into the Champions League final. Let's get into it. And so it is Inter that get us underway at Old Trafford, and Marcus Rashford gets straight stuck in to show the Inter Milan players we are here for a fight in this match, and we are not going to just sit back on this lead. We are going to put ourselves in where it hurts to get the best possible result. And before I even get the chance to encourage, it's an early free kick, which could result in an Inter counter-attack, but it doesn't because Taremi keeps the ball alive. And he feeds Rashford to return the favours from the first leg. And Marcus Rashford puts us 3-1 up on aggregate. Taremi and Rashford again. It was those two in this first leg of the semi-final. On that night, it was Taremi who was the recipient of the passes from Rashford. This time it's Taremi working hard, winning the ball back. And look at that through ball. Rashford, first time, I think with his studs, pokes it into the far corner, and we lead 1-0 on the night, 3-1 on aggregate. The absolute perfect start to the second leg. Corner kick to Inter Milan, their first chance of the game. DeMarco's going to swing it in. It's towards Pavard, and they've equalised on the night. And this Champions League tie is well and truly on. Not like us to concede from a set piece. We're normally so good. But Pavard has snuck in. He's come off the back of, I think it was Casemiro. No one on the near post. And Pavard makes it 1-1. Now here come Inter again. It's Lautaro Martinez. Argentinian against Argentinian. Martinez against Martinez. But Casemiro steps in. Comes to DiMarco. Kahanoglu. Slips it into Turan. We know he can hit them. And it sails over the top. Need to keep an eye on Kahanoglu. I have set him to be man-marked. Now it's our turn. Wan-Bissaka drives forward from wing-back. He's got Ahmad ahead of him. Not seen Ahmad yet in this game, but we're not going to see him here either. Wan-Bissaka gives it away. Bastoni to Kahanoglu. In towards Thuram again. On to Lautaro Martinez. Upamecano in brilliantly, but it falls to Barella. Huge chance, Nicolo Barella, and it's Lisandro Martinez who makes the block, and it's behind for another Inter corner. Inter starting to get on top here. Goal kick to United. Onana sends it wide towards Wan-Bissaka, but it's intercepted by DiMarco. Sloppy at the back from United. Upamecano now. Casemiro. Can we get a little bit more control on the ball? Wan-Bissaka. Upamecano. Always nervous when we start passing it around like this, but it is how I want us to play. Martinez onto Amrabat, onto Casemiro. Back to Amrabat. There's lots of space on this left-hand side. Shaw picks it up now. Amrabat. Beraldo. Is there an argument that we're being a little bit too safe here? I'm sure we're going to find out shortly. Upamecano. Wan-Bissaka. Into the space again. Out to Upamecano. Into Ahmad. His first chance of the match is a shot that, as it says, whistles narrowly wide of the post. Unlucky from Ahmad. Good to see him starting to get into the game. Well, unfortunately, it seems no one was able to get into the game after that chance, because we've now made it all the way through to half-time without any further clips. And look, this is kind of what we wanted. I'd have obviously taken a 0-0 at kickoff. It is 1-1. We have restricted their chances whilst not creating too many opportunities for ourselves. I'm hopeful that we just see it out through the rest of this game. Inter are starting to build possession back up, so I might try and change the tactics a little bit to try and get a bit of extra possession in the midfield. Maybe put an extra midfielder on for Beraldo, because he's both tiring and not particularly having a good game. So I might do that now, see if that makes a difference, but ultimately, if I need to then switch back to the 5-back, I will then make that change later on. So that is what I've done. I've brought Mason Mount on for Beraldo, going back to the 4-2-3-1. Again, defensive mindset in mind. We're not going to be overly committing players forward. We're happy with the 1-1 draw, but the mindset's still on attacking. The mindset is still going to be positive because we still want to score goals. But again, priority, keep ourselves ahead in the tie. First clip of the second half then. It's going to be a United long throw. Shaw to Upamecano. It's going to come to Rashford. Edge of the box where he likes it, but he puts it wide. Oh, a goal there from Rashford could have sealed the deal, but it wasn't to be. And so with 65 minutes approaching, it's going to be a triple change, all with the intention of now trying to hold possession a little bit better. McTominay's going to come on for Casemiro because Casemiro is now tired. As expected, it's his first full game back. Eriksen's then going to come on for Amrabat, and Sancho is going to come on in the wide area for Ahmad. It's a shame we couldn't get the most out of Ahmad in this match, but you can see here, Anthony's nervous, Sancho is composed. I'd much rather bring a composed player on at this stage of the game, especially one that is better at keeping the ball as well. Free kick to Inter, 75th minute, and DiMarco's hit the post. And the rebound is wide from Acerbi. That was the first clip for what, 20 minutes? But it was a huge chance, and DiMarco's hit the post. Inter have actually changed their formation. You can't see it because my face is in the way. But if I try and move it now, which it's not letting me do, they've actually changed to a... there you go. You can see there, they've now changed it to a 3-4-1-2 as opposed to the 1-2 in midfield. Into the final 10 then. Martinez to Wan-Bissaka. Jadon Sancho. This is what I was on about. Keeping the ball, playing it safe for the remainder of this match. Upamecano. Sancho again. Please don't lose it. Scott McTominay. Mason Mount. Taremi. In behind to Rashford. This could seal it. Marcus Rashford. Oh, I thought he'd scored. I'd even put the S and the C in my mouth. But somehow Sommer got a touch on it. I thought he'd beaten him. Into the final minute of the 90. Shaw and Darmian collide. Pavard. A goal now would absolutely kill us. Darmian. Barella. all the way back to Sommer. We are now in the final minute of the 90. Sommer sends it downfield. It's going to be won by Martinez. Mason Mount. On to Taremi. There's space out wide. There's also space down the middle, but Taremi drives on alone. Finds Jadon Sancho. Can he pick the right pass? It's behind for a corner. There's only 3 minutes of added time, and we know that Eriksson is going to kill as much as possible on this corner. Here it comes. It's Upamecano. It was actually Scott McTominay, and what a chance it was. That could have sealed it. And the clip's going to continue from the goal kick. Sommer to Acerbi. There is going to be another Inter Milan chance. Is there? Maybe not. Sancho. One back by DiMarco. Poor from Jadon. DiMarco spreads it to Darmian. Takes on Shaw. Rashford tries to help. Darmian keeps going. It's drilled in! And Lisandro Martinez nearly steered it into his own net, but he's put it behind for a corner. Sommer's up from the back. We saw this in the first leg. It's sent in by Carlos. And Onana makes the save to deny Pavard a second. Now it's Rashford. He's got an open goal. Marcus Rashford. Plays it infield. Mount, was he tripped? Yes, says the referee. Surely we're out of time. We're well over. There was only 3 minutes added and we're at 4:20. Upamecano to Wan-Bissaka. Blow the whistle, ref. Send us to the Champions League final. And we've done it. It wasn't pretty. We had to hang on in the last minute. Onana with a huge save to deny Pavard a second. But it was that first minute goal. The Rashford-Taremi partnership once again. The pair of them have got us the goals to see us into a Champions League final, which means what a series finale we are going to have. There are just 3 episodes left to go on this series. We have got Arsenal in the league, Brighton in the league, and then final game of the series will be a Champions League final. Let's find out who those opponents are going to be. Here we go then, Paris Saint-Germain against Manchester City. I'm going to hit continue and we're going to see who we're going to face in the Champions League final. It's going to be Paris Saint-Germain. Manchester City are out. Kylian Mbappe with the goal that sees PSG through. It's going to be Manchester United PSG. Someone is going to be going away from Wembley with a Champions League winner's trophy. To be honest, I might have actually preferred City because we've had a pretty good record against them in this series, but it's a whole different challenge. It's going to be Paris Saint-Germain. We've got 2 episodes to prepare ourselves for the big one, the Champions League final. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I will see you in the next episode, which will be Arsenal in the Premier League.